Yeah, so if you remember back in October, I announced that I was going to do a series of Don Bluth movie reviews, and I only did The Secret of Nim. Yeah, I am really terrible with schedules and stuff like that. You guys should know me if you've been to this channel for a long time. I say things I'm gonna do something. Sometimes I forget or just never do. Like I only did one Harry Potter movie to review, and I haven't reviewed all the others since. Even though I have basically the entire movie collection except for The Crime of Grindelwald because that's like the only movie I did not like. But whatever. We're here to talk about Don Bluth's last film before he probably went downhill. All dogs go to heaven. All Dogs Go to Heaven is directed by Don Bluth, and it tells a story of Charlie, a dog who basically owns a casino of sorts with his business partner Carface. And when he comes back from the pound, Carface does not take it lightly, and so brings it upon himself to try and run Charlie over with a car, and succeeds. Charlie goes to heaven but doesn't want to stay in heaven, and then finds his way out of heaven with a time watch, which gives him immortality of sorts. So he's able to control his own life. And so now that he's back on Earth, he vows revenge on Carface after what he did to him, but he basically also wants to make a casino. He still wants to be a bad dog. And he uses this girl that Carface kidnapped to try and bet things off because she can talk to animals and know things of sorts. And so Anne Marie is now along with Charlie and his best friend, and they go off and try to make a casino, but Carface figures out what's going on and does whatever he can to try and get rid of Charlie once for all and get Anne Marie back. Now, this being possibly Don Bluth's last good film, I don't know. I think this was like the point where he was like, where he just lost his passion. I mean, not here, definitely. I mean, here you still got a lot of that passion from Don Bluth, but it's not until like his later films I felt like he just was like giving up until Anastasia. Here, he is still mostly at his prime. What the other films like An American Tail, The Land Before Time, or The Secret of NIMH have more than this film is good writing. I felt like a lot of the characters here were very underutilized except for Anne Marie and Charlie. And with Charlie, I think he was written kind of awkwardly. I felt like his desire to get revenge is dropped really abruptly, and I felt like his motivations changed too quickly. I felt like there should have been like a few more extra scenes to justify his change of mind later on, and really explore how he went through that thought process of wanting to get revenge and then go build his own casino. Um, with Anne Marie, she is quite possibly the best character, the most endearing, and this is, well, from what I know of, Judith Barcy's last voice role in general. So it's really sad to know that the little girl who died at a very young age. Read the story about her; it's really sad. Um, Knowing that this is her last role, and to be honest, she does a really good job. She brings a sense of innocence to the character, brings a sense of fun. She felt like a child that is very endearing and innocent and wants to do what she can to find her own family. She Judith Barthy was just perfect for this role. She really was. And Burt Reynolds as Charlie, as much as I complained about his character writing, him, his voice actor, Burt Reynolds, is just such a joy and brings so much life to such a delightfully bad dog. He is so much fun in the film. His interactions with Skippy and Carface were just very interesting, especially his banter with Anne-Marie, who Charlie is starting to take a liking to her and is starting to care for her over the course of time. Because even though he's just in the beginning trying to make her happy so that she can keep helping them out, he then starts to form a natural relationship with her that's more caring instead of kidnapping. I don't know. I forgot what the word is in my mind. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like with any Don Bluth production, especially some of his bad films, with a few exceptions, his animation style and way of animating animals and painting backgrounds and everything is amazing. I love his style. It is, to me, not just nostalgic, but very unique. It's a sort of style that I have seen get replicated many times, but I could always tell what is a Don Bluth production just by the way the characters are animated, the way they look, the way they're designed. It is all very unique to Don Bluth. And this film is no exception. This is a very beautiful movie, wonderfully animated. It has a good sense of charm, a good sense of humor. It is a simple story, though a little bit convoluted, I would say, because the motivations and the writing of the characters is sometimes a little bit off. I think that's where the movie mostly suffered, is of the storytelling department, is the writing. I think it could have used a few more rewrites, but I don't think it is bad. I think it is a pretty good film, just not up to the standards or the greatness of his previous three installments. I will say, if we're talking about in general, just good movies that he has made, like good or above, then this is definitely the last of his before the 90s. But I would still recommend this film. It is very endearing. It has a good message for kids. It is a lot of fun with funny characters. And even though I have not watched this film as a kid ever, and I have no memory of it, it still for some reason felt nostalgic to me. And that's a feeling that I got for every Don Bluth film I've ever watched. Even though most of them I haven't seen, I still somehow feel very nostalgic about them. They have a sense of timelessness, and this film is no exception. I feel like Don Bluth is one of those filmmakers that just very much made our childhood, and we just don't know it. His films did that for all of us, one way or another. But overall, while this is not the best of his work, I would still recommend it, and I'm going to give All Dogs Go to Heaven a B. Next up, I'm going to be reviewing American Tail. That will probably take a year before I have the motivation to talk about that film. But then after that, I'm going to get to my childhood favorite of mine, The Land Before Time. I have a lot to say about that film. I'll probably do 2 videos about it because I am still unsure how I'm going to talk about this movie because that is so personal to me in my childhood. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. My next actual review is going to be Dear Evan Hansen. I have a lot to say about that one. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.